Seeing Beyond, Living Transformed is a spiritual crossing of the threshold to the world of being a truly expanded human being. Join mediums Cheryl and Kelley for conversations about discovering deep spirituality, developing your intuitive and empathic skills, and personal mediumship. Each episode will focus on tips, tools, and techniques to help you understand and expand your own inner gifts of life journey. Now, your host of Seeing Beyond, Living Transformed, Kelley and Cheryl.
Hello, everyone. Welcome to today's episode and welcome to our radio show. It's called Seeing Beyond, Living Transformed. Our episode today is on prayers, powers of thought, and intentions. My name is Cheryl Murphy. I want to introduce you to our special guest today. We have Miss Lori Albert. Hi, Lori. How are you today?
I'm so good. And thank you for having me. I appreciate it.
Thank you so much. Lori is helping us out today tremendously. As many of you know, she was here last week, which we loved, and we wanted you back. We just didn't know it would be soon because
I know.
although we're grateful for it, but our colleague Kelly Eckhart is out today. Her son's not feeling well, and because she's such a great mom, her family is, of course, she puts them first. So we want to wish Kelly and her son and her family wellness, and we'll see her back here next week. But Lori, thank you for being with us. And for those of you that don't know Lori, and this is your first time to our program, Lori Albert is a spiritual luminary. Lori is an author, she's a speaker, she's a teacher of intuition, of meditation. She does many things, and we'll find that more about Lori during the program. But if you want to get a hold of Lori or sign up for her newsletter, her website is lorialbert.com, and that's Lauri. So LoriAlbert.com, and you sign up for her newsletter, and we'll be finding out about her upcoming events coming up. So, Lori, it's great to have you back. Namaste. You and I
Thank you
so much. We love talking about really what our episode topics are today. We are talking about prayer, the power of intention, the power of thought, how we manifest, or how authentic, our signs from spirit. I mean, lot of things are happening this month, and we want to encourage our listeners. If you have a question, please send your questions to questions@seeingbeyondradio.com. Or you can certainly type them in the comment section here and we'll ask them. We would like to do some readings today too. So we'll be giving you the phone number and telling you how to connect with us in a little bit. Lori has her wonderful cards that she's going to read. So we want to begin our program by just saying, hello, Lori. We had a full moon recently. Now we're in a little bit of a retrograde. I mean, there is a lot happening in November.
There really, really is. There is so much happening. And here's the thing. I'm not an astrologer at all. I haven't taken any classes, but I know what I'm interested in. So when you're interested in something, you just kind of, it comes in and absorbs in, right? So I am a spiritual medium and meditation teacher, right? So among other things, right? So I decided I was going to do a meditation for the full moon and eclipse that just happened very early Tuesday morning. And I had this thought, and this is where this came from. And I want to express this to you, and I want your opinion on it, right? Because it's really kind of, and I don't know why I've never heard anybody describe it this way before. So an eclipse, right? Starts out where the moon or the sun, whatever, let's call it the moon, since this last one was a moon. The moon is full, okay? And it's beautiful and it's all lit up, right? So that is like your life. That is you. You are all lit up, right? And then little by little, it starts like being eclipsed, right? So the shadow starts coming over it and over it and over it and over and over it. And finally, it's dark. Right? So my thought is, and then, well, I should finish that, right? So then it stays there for a few minutes, right? And then it starts to come back out. And so the light starts coming back and back and back and back. And then all of a sudden, over the course of like an hour and a half, and then all of a sudden it's all lit up again. And I just find that to be so extraordinary that it's at the time of the full moon that happens. Because when we think about our lives and we think about like everything's going great, right? And then stuff starts happening. And so we start, all that shadow side of ourselves, all of that kind of stuff, right? And then it blacks out, right? So that is the point in my head where we can get rid of all that does not serve us. We can release all the junk, and dare I say it, the people in our lives that are not good for us, or whatever, anything that it is that you want to release. And then all of a sudden you start getting light again, light again, light again. And then you're all lit up and it's like you're brand new and you've created hopefully a new intention, and you create that new intention and then you go and you live your life. Right. So have you ever heard that before? I don't know. I'm sure I made that up. I'm sure that somebody else thought of that, but I just find that to be so extraordinary.
I have never heard that before. So this is an aha moment because I know already, first 5 minutes of the show. But let me tell you why. It's because everything is an expression of ourselves, right? And so that's very hopeful, what you said. And it's a very beautiful symbology and metaphor for life is, we are these bright lights, right? And sometimes that shadow does come and even cover us up maybe, or when we feel like we're underneath that dark cloud, as they say.
Yes.
Right?
Yeah.
But then
go ahead. Yeah.
We get through it. Hopefully with each other's help and support, we get through it.
Yeah. And dare I say it, because it's kind of the theme of today, but meditation. You know what I mean? It's like meditation or prayer, however you want to sort of describe that, I mean, just the idea of really taking some time to figure out that shadow side and those things that don't serve us anymore. Right. So, I mean, to really sit and think about that is pretty extraordinary in itself. Like I want to, and I'm just making this up, but I want to give up feeling fearful. Right. So I want to give that up. So during you set your intention and you release that fear, and then you create the new intention of a fun-filled, glorious, happy life. And then by the time the eclipse is done and you're back full, you are that happy, gloriously happy person. So I don't know. I think that's, any way to help us get happy, I guess, right?
That's what we're talking about today. We're talking about prayers, the power of thought, setting our intentions. And, we have to be honest with each other and say, look, we have that shadow part of us that comes out, and we have fear. We have fear. And they call fear is another name of saying false evidence appearing real. Yeah. And, sometimes fear can motivate you to do something else, Yeah. Just for an example, I still am very nervous about public speaking, and that is like the number one fear, so they say. But what happened, Lori, is I almost just got tired of being afraid. You just kind of get tired of the fear. Yeah. It's like, here it is again. Yeah. And so, I just would say, hello, fear, love you, fear. I'm going to do it anyway. And that's how I kind of started stepping into being in front of people and speaking and lecturing. And that's helped me a lot, is knowing that I'm greater than my fear. And that was affirmation, because we want to go into affirmations. That was my affirmation, is I am bigger than my fear. Yeah. And it helps. So for anyone listening, it helps. It really did.
So now let me just ask you, does that fear translate to what we're doing today? Or is it mostly like speaking in public? You know what I'm saying? Because when there's an audience in front of you, that's totally different to me anyway, than doing stuff online. But it might be the same to you. What is that?
I think it's still a little bit online. It's still about just being in the public, I think, or
Mm,
speaking from my point of view sometimes.
yeah.
I do find it's probably much more nerve-wracking in public, but we haven't been out in so long. So yeah, I'm more used to being on the computer now and on Zoom. I think just because I'm coming from the comfort of my own home, and you're not
Mhm.
out in the elements, or you didn't have to drive somewhere to get there. But
Yeah.
I want to say that affirmations, and that is part of our talk today, is the power of thought. If we can use affirmations to help us kind of see a lighter way, or a way out, or an open window, an open door of possibilities, it
Yeah.
really does work, because it is the little steps that we take, right, that make the most amazing, transformations.
Yes, absolutely. Absolutely. That's one of the you just touched on one of the most important things about all of that is that stepping forward. It's even just a small baby step,
Mhm.
of getting past the fear, just that baby step, Sometimes I'll be like, whenever I feel fearful about something, I'll force myself to just move a little bit forward. And then all of a sudden I'm like, hey, here I am. I'm still alive. I'm
Hey,
still standing. It's all okay.
brava,
So,
brava.
isn't that interesting?
Yeah, we don't realize how brave we are, or how courageous we are. But it does start with those tiny steps. And so that's
Yeah.
what really we wanted to encourage people to do. Is we want to do a meditation for you today. We want to take some calls and do some readings. We're going to have some fun today. We want to talk about prayers. We want to talk about setting intentions and manifesting. And I just want to introduce, for everyone just tuning in, I'm with Miss Lori Albert today. She's a spiritual luminary, and a wonderful medium in her own right. Please check out Lori and her teachings of meditation and motivation, and really what she does to help us learn to develop our mediumship and intuition, by checking out her website, lorialbert.com. And I'll go ahead and post that now in the comments section, just so
Ah,
people can see it that are with us right now.
you're so nice. Oh my gosh. You
But
guys, I have known Cheryl for many years, and she is one of the most genuine people I have ever met in my life. Truly. You really, really are, Cheryl. You're just so amazing.
thank
So
you. Thank
thank
you.
you for being so nice.
Gotcha. Well, let's say hi to just some people listening today. We have
Yes.
Sue, we have Takako, hello, konnichiwa. We have Alejandra, hello.
Hi, Alejandra.
Yeah, so thank you guys so much for tuning in. I would like to take everyone on a little bit of a meditation, if I could, just for a few moments. So, maybe if you're having a busy day, or maybe if you haven't taken time out for yourself, if you would just sit with me just for a couple of minutes, and I'd like you to close your eyes. I'm going to lead you through a meditation. But really, it's going to begin with taking that beautiful deep breath all the way down to the belly. When we take that breath down to the belly, I want you to breathe in warmth and good feeling. We want to nourish your body, right, with warmth and good feeling and love and gratitude. Thanking the body for helping us get to today, to where we are. Thanking our minds and our hearts for beating. Thank you for our lungs to breathe in the air, and thank you for our ears to be good listeners today. And once again, thank you again so much. Breathing that in, letting it go, just taking a couple of deep breaths. Taking a couple of breaths, just relaxing, finding your own rhythm, right? It's about your meditation is your own. And that's what's wonderful about it, is there's no wrong way to do meditation. A meditation can be sitting here, breathing together with each other, sending each other warmth and good feeling and love and light, breathing that in for everyone. And I just want you to imagine it over your heart space, a beautiful white light. And I want you to breathe in white light, which represents healing for yourself. And I want you to fill your body up with that white light, right? So with each breath, your light just gently expands. So you might even feel a little warmth in the room that you're in. The temperature might shift a little bit to warmth or cool. That's totally fine. Breathing that white light all the way to the top of your head, down to your shoulders and your fingertips, all the way down. Breathing it from your chest all the way down now to your hips and your legs, all the way down to the feet, connecting with Mother Earth. Taking that one more deep breath and sending out love and gratitude now. You want to send out love and gratitude to everyone that's with us on the call today. Maybe send out love and gratitude to someone you've been thinking about, your family or a friend that may need just a little bit of TLC. Send that their way, knowing that you have that infinite flow for yourself. You have that abundant flow of love and gratitude. Breathing and healing again, exhaling gratitude. Wonderful. Finding yourself coming back into the room you're in, feeling your fingertips and your toes. You can wiggle those now as you take that breath in and find your way to gently open your eyes when you're ready. And coming back with us now, it just makes me feel so good to feel everyone's love. Thank you.
So beautiful. Oh my gosh, that was so awesome.
Thank
That was really nice. I really needed that. I think the energy has been a little wonky. That's like my new favorite word lately.
you. We're going
Right?
to use that today, wonky.
Feeling like the energy lately has been a little wonky. And so I think it's good to sit. Even, I mean, how long was that? It wasn't even very long. You can sit and you can do that yourself, and we can all just sit in that space, and I want to bring up something, Cheryl, that you and I were talking about just before we went live, in the difference between, or the similarity, we should say, between prayer and meditation. And I find it really fascinating because I was looking at it like, I know people that are, I hope I don't say this backwards, but like, I know people that are very religious that have issues with the word meditation, and it's because it might mean to somebody that's really religious, it might mean something like woo woo to them, but it's really not. It's just two ways of saying the same thing. But as I was saying that to Cheryl, you were saying back to me the exact opposite. Like, people have issues with the word prayer. And I'm like, isn't that funny?
It is.
People may have issues, not everybody, but you know what I mean? I just find that so fascinating that they really mean the same thing.
They really do. Well, what's another word for meditation if we can tell people, because there has to be different words for meditation, like contemplation. Would that be a good?
Well, you know what I say a lot of times? I'll use the terms sitting in the silence and stillness.
Oh, I love that.
That I can't take credit for that. That was David G. But I just sitting in the stillness.
Mm-hmm.
How extraordinary is that?
Extraordinary.
And
so for people who may have difficulty meditating, if we can share with them, another way of how to look at it, that might be the easier way for them to get into that rhythm of sitting in the stillness.
Yeah. I love that. And you know what? It's so interesting because this
Vivian.
Yeah, Vivian. She goes by Vivian. I love that. That's great. Vivian said she has felt the energy really, really being heavy lately. So,
wonky.
Yeah, it's wonky.
So
and then Maria says self-time out.
Self-time out. I love that. And then Vivian says just being. Meditation equal just being.
Yeah, right. That's really all it is. Whether it's meditation or prayer, it's all just allowing yourself to quiet your mind. Whether it's prayer, meditation, sitting in the stillness, it's extraordinary. And that's what we need to do right now. Because up right now, apparently there are 3 planets, and I forget which ones they are. They're in retrograde. It's Mars,
Jupiter, and Uranus.
Yes. And I don't know what happens when those are all retrograde. I'm not skilled that way, but I know that I am feeling crazy, weird energy. And the thing is, and I don't know about you, Cheryl, I'd love to know your thoughts on this. I get affected by the full moon every single month. I don't know, I'm in Aries, so I don't know if it has something to do with that, but I am just so affected every single month. So the other day, for like for like 36 hours prior to the full moon and the eclipse, and then for a long time afterwards, I was just like, whoa. Do you get affected by the full moon? Some people don't.
I do, and I do, and I love the full moon, and it reminds me of my father because who's passed away, because he always kept track of the full moon. When he would read the newspaper every day, he would have a little bit of a weather update in it. So he would always remind me, hey, the full moon's coming about. So always think of him, and I say to hello to him when I do see the full moon. Uh,
Oh, that's so beautiful.
But I love the full moon because for me it's like magnanimous, or it's amplified. It's so big. The energy is big for me, and I love it. It's almost like big and floaty in some way. But yes, a lot of people either feel it really in a good way, or maybe they are more sensitive in a full moon. So we have to be aware of that. As you know, I think if it still is applicable, a lot of the hospitals the emergency rooms are even more crowded on a full moon. Is that
I've
right?
heard that. Yeah.
Or so it can kind of be both ways, right? Maybe. So if you're very sensitive, I know as we are, Loria's and I am, but if I think what you're saying, Lori, is it's good to meditate so we don't get off balance so easily, or with all the holidays coming up too. I mean, the emotions are, I mean, really, we have a lot happening in November. Just go back to that. And meditating, what are the benefits of meditating or sitting in stillness? Because we all need to be reminded, hey, I need to do that. I need to do
Yeah.
that more.
Yeah.
What are some?
Well, that's the thing. We do need to sit. And it's interesting because we all know that we should meditate or pray or whatever, or sit in the stillness, whatever you want to call it. But we don't exactly know why. Have you ever thought, like, why are we supposed to meditate? Like, what is that? And it's interesting because one of the things I've learned is that, and I think I talked about this a couple weeks ago whenever I was with you. And it's like one of three things is going to happen when you meditate. And there's a reason why I'm saying this, so just bear with me. You're either going to fall asleep, you're going to have every thought known to man, or you're going to get into that stillness place. You're going to clear your mind of the thoughts. Okay. All three of those things are going to happen. I've been meditating a long time. I still get all three things.
Oh,
They just happen. That's just what happens. But what you really want to accomplish, and I got to be really careful how I say this, because it's really about the act of sitting. Okay. So that is one of the reasons why we want to meditate. Just sitting, having some time for yourself in the present moment where there's no distractions. That's why I say start with 5 or 10 minutes, because it's fine. Sitting, just allowing yourself, giving yourself the gift of time is extraordinary, right? However, when you start to really get into it and you start to, like, I meditate anywhere from, a half an hour to an hour, I think, at this point. And when I'm in that space of true, like, my mind is still, the whole thing, I've learned that it's about the space in between the thoughts.
mm,
That's where the joy is. That's where the peace is, and that to me it's difficult to get to, but when you are there, even for that split second, it's like nirvana. Do you know what I'm saying? It's like, it's extraordinary. It's glorious, because you're sitting in the spot where you're not thinking about anything, right? So you're not thinking about anything, and you're just sitting in the present moment, right here, right now. How amazing is that? I mean, and that's why we want to meditate, because we want to sit in the present moment. I mean, that's one of the reasons. So
we want
that's,
to Yeah,
Absolutely.
I love it. We want to sit in our beingness. And how often do we take the time to sit in our beingness? How long do we take the time to sit with the breath,
Yeah.
or sit with the heart,
Yeah.
or a mantra like love and just, or warmth and gratitude and just breathe that in,
Yeah.
just taking that few moments every day is
Mhm.
invaluable, really. It's
Yes,
invaluable.
absolutely.
It can really shift your whole energy field, as many of us have found out just from that meditation we just did. So,
Yeah, for sure. Now, it's interesting because Sue says, when I meditate, I giggle at myself, wondering if I'm doing it right. I feel like I'm praying. I love that. That's whatever it is for you, whatever works for you. And then Vivian said, I meditate because I'm like a Roomba and need to recharge and ground myself. I love that. You
that's
know, we all have different things that it does for us. When I started meditating, um, here's a story. We were talking about telling stories before. Um, when I first started meditating, one of the reasons why I started meditating was because I had just had a baby and my life, and I had a full-time job, and my life was nuts, right? I mean, it was crazy. And I started sitting for like 10 minutes at night. And I would go for whatever reason, I would go into my husband's office, close the door, and put on my headphones and just sit. Okay. And about 4 months in, I think it was about 4 months in, I realized that I was reacting
mm,
to life with a little bit more patience and calm. My buttons weren't being pushed as much as they usually were. And now, I mean, I'm kind of used to that now, and my buttons still get pushed. It's not like I'm a different person and it's not like I'm perfect, please, because that's not the case. But, I just feel like I'm a little bit more patient. So does that do that for you, Cheryl? How does that, do you notice that about yourself?
I do. You know what meditation does for me? It gives me more space between me and maybe what's happening outside of me, or me
Mm,
and something negative happening, or me or something that's, not to my liking or not resonating with me. It gives
yeah,
me a little bit of a perspective space to where I can breathe and
yeah,
know that, that's taking place and I'm still okay,
yeah,
kind
yeah,
of feeling. And actually sending love and gratitude or compassion to that person or situation or whatever may be happening,
yeah,
circumstance that I find myself in or around or watching. So I think meditation is very healthy too, right? I think it lowers
yes,
blood pressure. It helps you relax more.
absolutely.
It takes the
Yeah,
stress level down, which we all need to, take it down a notch, right?
yeah, yeah. And coming into the holidays, as you said, now is the time to really get into that.
Yeah,
I mean, if you've never meditated before, hey, now would be a great time to try.
yeah.
Or dare I say it, I'm just going to say it, you could pray, whatever it is, sitting in the stillness for 10 minutes. Start with 5 or 10 minutes and just see what that does for you, you
And
know?
and as far as prayer goes, I mean, even meditation could be just sitting, being grateful. We could just sit
Yeah.
and think of things we were grateful for the day.
Yeah.
That could be a meditation even. It's about just sitting with the energy and starting there.
Yeah.
And prayer, I do have my weekly healing prayer circle. It's every
Yes.
Sunday night for all you guys.
You've done that for many years now,
I
huh?
love it. I've done it for many years, and I used to do it monthly before 2020, the year 2020. Now I do it weekly, which is phenomenal because the energy is that much greater, I
Yeah.
think, and more people love coming, and I love being part of it too. But I always share with people, when another word for prayer could be just wishing someone well. We could be just send someone a good thought. That could be
Yeah.
a prayer. Just say thank you. That could be a prayer. David R. Hawkins, who's a wonderful author of a book called Power versus Force, and has talked about the maps of consciousness. And he would say that live life like a prayer if you can, because you know, you could be a prayer for someone else. You could be someone else's answer to a prayer. We
Yeah.
never know that, or we don't know that, right? We just are doing our thing. We're helping people out. Everyone is trying to open the door for someone or smile for people when you're passing them in the
Yeah.
grocery store, what have you. And
Mhm.
you never know how much of an effect that will have for someone because they're being
Mhm.
seen and noticed. And
Yeah.
that's maybe that could change their life. It really could.
Yeah.
Yeah. So, be a
Yeah.
prayer, live your life like a prayer, and be that for someone else. That would really mean so much, not only to your heart, but, you're changing the world, and you sometimes we don't even know it, right?
Yeah.
You're just trying to help people out. Yeah.
I know, that's the thing, and then it creates a ripple effect,
Oh
and
my
you may not even realize you've done it. Like, when you smile at the clerk, you don't know what's going on in that clerk's life, that's checking you out your groceries, right? You don't know what's going on in their life. Maybe their child is sick. Maybe something's really wrong. You don't know. Maybe they're having a great day. I mean, I don't mean to sound all negative, you know,
We don't know.
and then you smile and you connect on a soul level. And then they take that on and then they connect with the next person. And I think that's beautiful, and I love to think that's what it is. And, it's so interesting because I was just remembering that Mother Teresa used to talk about that too. You
Mm,
never know, like when you smile at somebody, what that's going to do for their day.
yeah.
So,
How
yeah.
so everyone, we're on a call today with Lori Albert. We have her as a guest today on our show, Seeing Beyond Living Transformed. We want to thank all of you for being with us today. I see some people, Kit and Sarah again. We want to say hello to all of you. Sherry, thank you for being on the show. We would like to step into some readings. So if you have a question for it, you can type it into the chat box. And while you're typing your questions into the chat box, if you want to come on our show, there is a phone number that you can call. And Todd, if you can help everyone by putting that phone number on the screen or in our comments section. Todd's our backup guy today. He's our tech person, and that way we could have you on the show if you'd like to call in or be on video today. It's up to you. But in the meantime, while you guys are doing that, I want to tell you that LoriAlbert.com, Lori has some wonderful events coming up, and I don't want you to miss out on hearing about those. So, Lori, can you put those links in the comments section, or tell us?
Yes. And interestingly, okay, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to put these links in the comment section. But every third, I don't know how to. Oh, here we go. Okay, I think this is not. Did that go into the real comment section?
Yeah.
I don't.
Oh, that went.
Okay, well, you know what? Maybe
Yeah, Todd will put it in the comment
Todd
section.
can take care of that. Okay, so I have two. Okay, so first of all, here's this.
Yeah, he's got it.
Thank you, Todd. That's so nice.
Oh.
So interestingly, okay, so I do every Wednesday morning on Insight Timer, I do oracle card readings at 7 a.m. just to get your day started, right? And then on Thursday afternoons at 5 p.m. Pacific, these are all Pacific time, every Thursday, I do a mediumship demonstration on Insight Timer, and I do mediumship readings. And it has become so incredible because what we're building there is like this amazing community, where we it's kind of hard to explain. Like, you don't know these people, because it's just comments. Like, you don't, they're not live, right? I mean, they're live, but you can't see their faces or anything. And it's so fascinating because the vibration that I create before I log in and do the demonstration. I create, like, I meditate and I put myself in the highest vibration I can, right? And then what I do is I put on a high vibrational song and I make everybody dance. So as people are coming into the demonstration, I'm making them dance. It's hilarious, right? Because clearly anybody who knows me or doesn't know me, I'm kind of, like that. I try to be fun, right? So I do those every Wednesday and Thursday night. But then what I have coming up, I'm super excited about. I have a workshop coming up. It's really cheap. It's only $25, and it is called Are You Intuitive? Let's find out. So I'm super excited about that. That's on December 4th. And that one's in the comments. And then I have another sort of, I guess I'm going to call intensive, or maybe like a mentorship type program. It's not that expensive either, but it is called Your Spiritual Superpowers, the Unveiling. Okay. And that starts, I know I'm super excited. That starts, I do 3 of those a year. And I have the first one for January is going to start, I believe it's January 21st. It's a Saturday. So I have that starting. It's a 4-week course, and we dive in. We just go. It's like, come on, you know what? Let's figure out who you're, and the class size, there's only 8 seats available. So
how long is that program?
It's 4 weeks. It's 2 hours for 4 Saturdays. Okay. So, and then I have there's a whole bunch of stuff that comes along with it. I'm not going to get into it, but you can go to the thing there and look at it and see whatever else is happening. So it's really exciting. And I try to keep things high vibrational. Yeah. That's one of the main things that I've learned about doing spirit work. Staying in the high vibrational place is extraordinary. It's how I choose to live my life. So yeah. So
I love everything you're doing, Lori. And every time you come on the show, there's something great that you're doing.
You know, you have a whole bunch of stuff that you have going on too that, you know, I don't know if we talk about it that much.
Let's talk about mine, but let's do a reading first. And we have Kit. So Kit, let's have you come on with us. We're going to do a reading for Kit. And hi, Kit. And Lori does great card readings too. A beautiful card, but we'll ask Kit. Hi, Kit. How are you?
Hello.
Hi, Kit. What's your question for us today?
Well, my question is, I have a friend who I've known for 28 years. She's a lovely lady. And we're also friends on Facebook. And it's a little puzzling because every time I try to reach out and try to connect with her, like real time over the phone, I get crickets. And I just don't understand what's going on in her life. I know she has anxiety. I think there's a little bit of depression there, but I just love her to pieces. And I was just wondering, can you give me some insight, please, as to why she doesn't want to connect with me?
Go ahead, Lori. I'll let you start, please.
Oh, okay. I just didn't know if you wanted to go first. That's fine. So you know what? I was gonna pull a card, but I'm actually getting so much that I don't even need to pull a card. I'm sorry. Kit, I'm so sorry that you're feeling that energy. First of all, I want to say that I feel like that you are an empath. Do you know that about yourself?
It's been suggested to me that, yeah.
Okay. So I believe that what you're feeling is her. Okay, so let me just put it to you this way. So whenever I sort of tap into her energy, and I don't do that too often or too much because it's you that I want to tap into. But when I tap into what's making you feel that way, I'm really getting that she really looks up to you. And it's the kind of thing where she almost wants to be so much like you. And I don't want to say jealousy. It's not like that, but it's more like maybe like an envy type thing. And so when you reach out to her, she has this. Now, we all have issues in our lives, right? Nobody has the perfect life. I mean, if you do, please let me know because I want your secret, you know? But what I'm getting is that she has this sort of romantic view of your life. And whenever you reach out to her, it makes her feel like her life sucks, basically, you know? And it's like, so I think that that's what that's about, you know? Yeah, that's what makes me think of that. So, Cheryl, do you want to Same thing.
I do agree with what Lori said, Kit. It feels to me that you are definitely, your vibration is raising. And in some way, there is that admiration, a little bit feeling with her. And, that is her, things are going on in her life that maybe she just doesn't want to share with other people. But I do feel, Kit, that you trying to reach out to her is making the effort, is helping. So whether you reach out to her, you send her a card, or you drop her a text or a phone call, an email, it's like it really does help. I don't think I wouldn't tell you to not do that, but I
Right.
just want to tell you your energy is very, very high right now. So you just know that you are very, very sensitive. Okay. So that's where I'm coming from is you're very sensitive. It's almost like she'll reach out to you when she's ready is kind of what I'm feeling. It's almost like she's going, and we talked about this November energy, like she's kind of going through that energy also. I almost feel like she's an empath too, even though it's the other direction, with the depression or the heaviness, because people, we're human beings too. So we have all those emotions, but I do love your kindness that you're sharing with her. And I wouldn't want you to do that.
Yeah.
Okay. And are you ladies picking up that maybe my energy is just too powerful to other people? Because I've heard something like this before. Not regarding this friend, but other people as well. So is it me too?
Oh my gosh, please don't take it on like it's yours. Because here's the thing, it is you, but you are, like Cheryl said, you're vibrating at a very high rate. Don't diminish who you are because you're worried about other people. Oh gosh, and I can say that from experience. I did it for so many years. I denied who I was. I denied my mediumship and my intuitive gifts. Okay? So please don't bring yourself back out of that, okay? Just send these people love. Okay. Just send them love. Whenever you feel like something isn't right, because you get that feeling, our little empath friend Kit, right? Just allow yourself to just send them love. Like in your brain, whenever like this lady doesn't respond right away or whatever, just keep sending her love because that's what's gonna like change the world, right? So anyway, go ahead, Cheryl. I'm sorry. I was like, oh my God.
Kit, thank you so much for your question. Thanks for being on our show today.
Yeah, good luck.
Thank you so much. I appreciate your help.
Thank you. And we're
Aw.
going to go ahead and take our next, you're so welcome. We're going to go ahead and take Mary. Mary's in the backstage with us. Hi, Mary. We're going to unmute you. How are you?
Hi, can you hear me?
We can
Yeah.
hear you great.
Hi, Mary.
Hi, Lori. I'm just looking for some insight into my brother Danny, his mindset now, like maybe regarding Mary. We've been estranged, and I had a very vivid dream about him or visitation or something a couple of weeks ago, and I don't know what the message was supposed to be. And
So
if it's bad, you can tell me.
okay. I think Lori was going to pull a card. I saw you shuffling.
Oh, yeah, but you can go first this time. I'm sorry. I didn't want to.
No, it's okay. So Mary, I do feel your brother, I know you have been estranged for a long time. And do you guys live near each other, please?
I don't even know right now.
Okay, because you're not in touch with him. I do feel that dreams do mean things. I do feel that it could be also they're representing the worry that you have for your brother. I mean, that can be part of the dream. It's not all about him. Some of it is about you too. As a matter of fact, dreams have a lot to do with how we're feeling, what we're going through, what we're picking up. I almost want to say to reach out to your brother, because that is the question, right? Is how is he doing, or is that your
Really more like, has anything evolved on his part? Does he miss me? Is he sorry, not sorry? Does he wish it was different? That's really more.
Thank you, Mary. I do feel like he wishes he were different. I feel like he is kind of waiting around for you or waiting for you to go to him. That's what I'm getting. Lori, can you help Mary out here? What are you getting?
Well, interestingly, I did pull a card and I got the ancient oak spirit strength. So I got the strength card,
Yeah.
and I feel like that this is referring to your strength. I feel like that you are the stronger of the two of you. You are, I feel like
Oh,
that
wow.
I'm sorry, what?
I said, oh, wow. I didn't expect
Yeah,
that.
I feel like that you are the stronger of the two. And you know, if you don't feel comfortable reaching out to him, you know, set intentions before you go to sleep at night. Okay. And I know you mentioned a dream.
It was
Just
more like a visitation. I like, for instance, I don't know the difference between an astral travel thing or just a general visitation communicate. Do you know what I'm saying?
okay.
Like I couldn't tell really what it was. I've had that experience before.
Do you think he's crossed over? Are you getting the feeling that he's
No.
okay? Okay. Because I'm not getting the feeling that he's crossed over, just so you know. Cheryl, are you?
No, and I think it was more astral travel than a visitation.
Yeah.
Okay.
Getting married, because Mary, your energy is quite open. So I just know that you pick up things that you don't comment on a lot of times. That's what I'm feeling. Is that true?
Yeah, probably. I just don't think I'm at a point where I'm really aware of what I'm picking up yet.
No.
You're very intuitive and you have this clairvoyance, is what I'm hearing. Sometimes you just have this knowing.
Okay.
But go ahead, Lori, with your reading there.
Well, actually, that's actually sort of where I was going with this as well. In that, I, I'm really kind of getting that maybe you don't actually know your strength. Okay. And in terms of the situation with your brother, I feel like that, this is like the visual that I'm getting. Okay. And this might sound kind of strange, but I feel like he's sort of cowered in the not in the corner necessarily, but I feel like I see him sort of cowered down. And I feel like that you have like this whole thing going on. And so I feel like that your strength is what is going to carry you forward in terms of your relationship. If it's possible for you to reach out to him,
Is that like saying that he wants to but doesn't feel like he can? Is that what you're saying?
yeah, I'm kind of getting that, but I'm also actually kind of getting that he may, like, if you reach out to him, he may be like grumbly. You know, I'm getting like he's kind of, you know, he might be a little grumbly about it. I know that sounds strange, but like a
No, it
little.
doesn't sound strange at all. That's part of the issue. Is some
Oh,
things in my family have gotten very ugly.
okay. Yeah. So I feel like that he might get a little grumbly, but I think that he would be thrilled to hear from you. You know, he may not show that, but yeah. So I think that you sitting in meditation, this is what I would love to see from you, is like you sitting in meditation, get your vibration up and come from a place of love, like love, 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 love. And I know I keep talking about that today, but that's just what spirit's giving me, I guess, you know. And then if you call him or if you connect with him somehow, you can't screw with that. If you know what I'm saying, right? Because when you're in love is the highest thing that there is. So, you know, love heals all. So I hope that makes sense.
It does. I just wish I really, really could understand whether or not he recognizes that the way he's behaved has been horrible.
Yeah,
He has been. I mean, this is not me. I screwed up and I have to apologize.
Well, I'm sure he does in some way, Mary, but you need to keep doing you, though. So I feel like what Lori said about your strength is like spot on.
Okay.
So please, maybe, I don't know if you took a class in developing your intuition or not, but look into that more because it's pretty strong.
I know that I discovered that my mediumship ability is much stronger than I realized. And I just have been kind of like wandering around, not quite sure what direction to go with it. So I guess the intuitiveness goes hand in hand.
It does.
Yeah.
I appreciate the encouragement and thank you, because maybe it isn't as bad as I thought. Just the experience a couple weeks ago, it was so vivid. I woke up and I thought, I want to take this responsibly. If this is a signal or a sign or a message, I want to know what it is. And of course, I can never figure out my own messages. Ever. I'm constantly arguing with my mother across the Great Divide. Like, Mom, I still have no idea what you're trying to tell me.
Totally
Thank you very much.
You're welcome. We're so glad
Thank you, Mary.
today. Thank you.
Yeah.
And for everyone, I know it's so lovely to talk to Mary today, and to Kit. We're still doing some readings, everyone. We're going to do some readings in the comments section now. So if you have a question, we see a couple of people, but I do want to mention my upcoming events. I just have a couple to share with you, and then we're going to continue on with some readings. But I do have a small group event coming up November 17th. I'll put the link in the comments section, and that's called the Circle of Love. I do those every month. It's a small group reading November 17th. And then this next event is fun. It's going to be December 1st. And that is going to be with a couple of other mediums, Thomas John and Kat Vine. So that's and they're online events. So you can do these from the comfort of your own home. But if I don't see you this month for the Circle of Love, I hope to see you for one of my other upcoming events. I do it every month. So just to keep your eyes open for that. I think I have 1 or 2 tickets left. So to let everyone know, but everyone's invited to the December 1st event with Thomas John and Kat Divine. That will be a 3-hour event. It's going to be a large audience event. So that's going to be really great. So thank you guys so much. Let's continue with our readings for today.
Cool.
And Lori, do you want to pick someone? You see the comment section? Is there
you know what? Somebody jumped out at me. Oh, you know what? It was Sue.
Okay.
Sue said, I'm angry. And please don't take it personally if I skipped over you. That it doesn't, I always have to say that because spirit, when you live a spirit-led life, as I do, spirit just picks things out. So please never take anything personally, just so you know. Okay. So Sue says, I'm angry at myself. I'm taking care of people for years and I'm tired. I feel like I can't enjoy my life. Too selfish. Okay. So Sue, I'm going to pull a card. Okay. Wow. Okay. And it's so interesting because I pulled this for somebody else this morning. I got the Wise Woman of the Grove card.
Whoa.
And that means, and it says grace underneath it, if you can see that.
Yes.
Okay. You are the Wise Woman of the Grove in this reading. Okay. And if you, I don't know if you can actually see the cards. I don't know if you can see.
It's a forest, right? There are lights coming through the trees.
Yes, there are. And then there's like a what is that called? A treasure box or whatever underneath there. Okay. And basically what I'm getting for you, Sue, is that sometimes we get worn down, in our lives, doing things for other people. It could be our spouse, it could be our kids, it could be our friends, whatever. You do all these things, all these things for all these other people, and you just get worn down. But spirit, and it's funny because Alejandra mentioned this a minute ago. Spirit always has your back. So if you're listening to this, if you're on here, you're the type of person that is like interested in this stuff. So I'm going to be completely honest, right? Spirit has your back. So whether that's in terms of your own spirituality, whether that's in terms of how you relate to other people, just start to trust. Start to meditate, allow yourself to sit and meditate, okay? And just allow yourself to be in that present moment because that's where the grace is. That's where you will find the peace, okay? So go ahead, Cheryl.
I don't know. I don't know what else to say. You took my breath away on that.
Well, when spirit talks, spirit talks.
But Sue, you do have this energy that it's almost like that angel energy when they say there are earth angels. It's like that. And I know that you have this endless amount of energy for other people, but then when it comes to yourself, you're depleted. So really it is about taking that few moments every day and realizing that, how hard you're working, there seems to be somewhere in there it's going to come back to you. I don't know why I'm hearing that, but I just feel how fortunate these people are that you're helping. Like you're their prayer, you're their miracle, right?
Yeah.
When they say be a miracle for someone else, that's who you stand in, that grace, right? And you can't really get a higher vibration than grace, can you,
No.
Lori? I don't think so.
No, that's what you sort of strive for, I think, right? And don't feel bad about it, you don't feel bad about being selfish. It's not selfish.
Yeah.
You need to recharge your batteries,
Mhm.
And you know what? You can be, and this is like a thing that just gets me, right? You can be spiritual and have those times of your life where everything is beautiful and all of that stuff. But you know what? You can go let loose too. You can be spiritual and love to go out dancing. And you know what? I'll let you in on a secret. I love tequila. Do you know what I'm saying? Like you can do, we are spiritual beings having a human experience. You
Truly.
have tapped in so beautifully to your spiritual side. And that's great. But it's okay to be human too. It's okay to feel sad. It's okay to feel used, if that's what you're feeling, but allow yourself to give yourself some self-care. Self-care is absolutely fine and it's not selfish. It's necessary. So, boom.
So
there we
I hope that helps, Sue. Please let us know in the chat box. And thank you, Sue, for asking such an amazing question. We have so many people who are caregivers that do so much and don't ask for anything, and we have to really give them credit. So thank you there. I
Yeah.
do want to share with everyone our websites, my website, where you can sign up for your 5 top tools to ignite your spiritual abilities. I also want to share Lori Albert's website again, just so you can sign up for her newsletter and find out more about those classes she's teaching and that insight timer and the readings that she does. I mean, really, she's a spiritual luminary. So really fascinating. I know we're going to wrap our show up in a few moments, Lori, but I still want to talk to you about setting intentions and just like for Sue, like what intentions could she set? Because we really have to know that, what we think about, we create, we feel what we're thinking, we take action on what we're thinking and feeling, that creates our behavior. So what intentions can she set for herself, to
Well,
help her not feel selfish, right?
well, you know what? What a great way to finish the hour, right? And talking about setting an intention, right? As you sit, and I know I'm sound like a broken record, but as you sit in stillness, I'm going to use that term right now. Sit in stillness and say to yourself, ask yourself these questions. What do I really, really want in my life? Like, what do I really, really want? Now, you can say, I want a new car. I want to win that $10 billion, whatever, lotto or whatever. You can say all those things, but you know what? Keep asking as you go through. Oh, I could really use a new car. Well, what do you really want? What else do you really want? Well, I really want blah, blah, blah. Oh, I really want blah, blah. And keep asking yourself over and over again until you get down to emotions. Okay. Find an emotion that you want. Do you want to feel fulfilled? Do you want to feel accomplished? Do you want to feel fearless?
Ooh, fearless.
Right? Right? I know that spirit gave me that one. I like that one. I'm going to take that one too, right? How do you want to feel? Do you want to feel special? So think about it. Take some time and create that intention for yourself. I am going to live my life fearless. I'm going to live my life fearless. I'm taking that on. I mean, like, I love that, right? So what is it for you?
Yeah.
What is it for you? Get down to the brass tacks of it. I don't even know what that means, but that's like a saying, right? Get down to the bottom line of it. Emotionally, what is it that you want? And then set that intention and meditate, or set that intention right before you go to sleep. That's always a good thing too, right, Cheryl? You go and you can write it out. Write it in your journal before you go to sleep, and then go to sleep. And then say, my intention is that tomorrow I'm going to live fearlessly. I don't even know if that's a word, but there you go. So I love that. What do you think, Cheryl?
I love it. I love setting your intentions even at the beginning of each day, even when you're going out the door to go to work, or even just to go shopping. It's about, what am I looking forward to? What do I want to create when I go out for the day, or when I wake up in the morning? What is it that I want to create, and what do I want to attract? Setting our intentions, we really know as spiritual mediums, both Lori and myself, that's what we do in our practice. Is we set the intention to help other people, to help people on their next step in their healing, on their spiritual path. So we know setting intentions are so important, because that does allow the spirit world to come through to accomplish that, to help everyone out that we work with. So really, set your intentions to be happy, to be fearless, to smile more, to laugh more, to as Lori said, feel accomplished, and then, or feel gratitude, or be authentic. Maybe set the intention to be authentic today. Because that really does bring us into more of who we are, right? And who you are is a spiritual being. And, let your love and light shine, right? Let that love and light shine.
Oh, gosh. I feel so empowered right now.
That's how we are. That's how we should be feeling. We are empowered beings. And well, everyone, I want to thank all of you for being on the show with us today. We love taking your questions. We loved you coming on the screen with us, the video. Lori Albert, love you. Thank you for all that you're doing to help other people. We want to thank you for being with us today.
You are the same. You are a spiritual luminary yourself. I mean, you're amazing. So thank you so much. You and Kelly both are just extraordinary human beings, beautiful, beautiful souls. So thank you so much for having me.
Okay, guys, we love you, Lori, and thank you. And we love you, Kelly. And we're thinking about you too, sending you love and light to you and your son, Aiden. But for all of you listening today, please join us again next Wednesday on Seeing Beyond Living Transformed. And until then, we'll just say namaste, right? Namaste. Thank you so much. Bye, everybody. Have a great evening.
The truth is here and now on WLTK-DB Talk Radio at WLTK-DB.com.